everybody! This is my third tutorial of the series Flat Right Angle Weave. This video is advanced, so if it is the first time you're experimenting with this technique, I suggest you should watch first the introduction video to learn more about this technique, and but also the two beginners videos that I made previously. I'll put the links down below so that you can start with a more basic pattern. In this video I will make a bracelet using one needle. In the future I will show you how to create the same bracelet using two needles, and I think you should watch both videos to learn which variation works best for you. In this video I used the 6mm bicons, 4mm fire polish beads, but you can choose to vary the kind and dimension of beads. This video is in collaboration with Eurocommerciale, an Italian beading shop. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, please leave a comment or a thumb up. In order to create this bracelet, you need two sizes of beads. I chose these ones, 6mm bicons, 4mm fire polish beads. Then you need a lobster clasp, some jump rings, one needle, and some nylon thread. This one is 0,16mm. String 4 beads onto your thread, one fire polish bead, one bicon, one fire polish bead, and one bicon. Bring the beads down towards the center of the thread, leaving about 8 inches of thread. Pass the needle back through the first bead strung, a fire polish bead, to create a 4-bead unit. Now pass the needle back through the other 3 beads and tie a knot. To get into position to add the next unit, pass the needle through the fire polish bead and the bicon. Thread on 3 more beads, a fire polish bead, a bicon, and a fire polish bead. This is the step you're gonna repeat to create the first line of bead units. Pass the needle back through the bicon. To get into position to add the next unit, pass the needle through the fire polish bead and the bicon. Now repeat this step until you've reached your desired length. I created the first line of bead units. Right now the thread exits this bicon. Pass the needle through the next fire polish bead. Thread on a bicon, a fire polish bead, and a bicon. Pass the needle through this fire polish bead. This is the first bead unit of the second line. To get into position to create the next unit, pass the needle through the bicon, the fire polish bead, and the bicon. Then pass the needle through this fire polish bead. Thread on a bicon and a fire polish bead. Pass the needle through the bicon, the fire polish bead, and the bicon you've just strung. Thread on a fire polish bead and a bicon. Pass the needle through this fire polish bead. These are the second and the third bead units of the second line. To get into position to add the next unit, pass the needle through the bicon, the fire polish bead, the bicon, and the fire polish bead. These are the steps you need to repeat to end this bracelet. I'll show them to you one more time. Thread on a bicon and a fire polish bead. Pass the needle through the bicon, the fire polish bead, and the bicon you've just strung. Thread on a fire polish bead and a bicon. Pass the needle through this fire polish bead and then through the bicon, the fire polish bead, and the bicon. To get into position to add the next unit, pass the needle through the fire polish bead. Repeat this step. Now I'll show you how to end the bracelet with the lobster clasp. Now the thread exits this fire polish bead. Don't mind the first end of the thread that you don't need anymore and that you can cut out. Pass the needle through this bicon, in the next fire polish bead, and in the next bicon. Thread on the lobster clasp and pass the needle through the next bicon. Pass the needle through some of the beads you've strung to secure the thread, and tie a knot if you like. Now create a chain using 3 jump rings. Put a thread on the other end of the bracelet and put a needle on it. Pass the needle through this bicon, leaving about 8 inches of thread. Thread on the chain and pass the needle through the next bicon. Pass both ends of the thread through some of the beads you've strung to secure the thread, and tie a knot if you like. Cut the exceeding thread. The bracelet is over. I hope you liked this video. I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye!